go ahead and kick off tonight's presentation with what I call the partner project, and I'll be covering the 3 investing secrets that will change your life. There are 3 very fundamental ideas that apply to specifically to commercial real estate. Real quickly, what you were about to go over here is how to build wealth using commercial real estate. And I'm very big right now on several different disciplines of the commercial real estate market. I am really big on multifamily apartments. I'm big on RV parks, storage facilities. I think these are markets or asset classes within inside commercial real estate that have a lot of upside in the coming market cycle. And fundamentally, these are the roadmap to creating a portfolio that works for you and your life goals. And so fundamentally, we all are looking for living the good life, health, wealth, and happiness, creating cash flow, getting better returns, get your money working harder, scale in a business that you're currently working in, get out of a job that you're not happy with, become an owner instead of an operator of the business that you're working in. And so my promise today in this very short 20-minute presentation is that by the end of this presentation, that I'll show you how you can find more real estate deals, raise money for these projects, show there's a specific type of business structure called a syndication that helps us operate these deals, and fundamentally show how to minimize risks when running these partnerships. And fundamentally, it's all about using real estate as a vehicle to create the good life. And so the problem is you don't know how to do this. You're too busy. You haven't done this before. You don't have enough money in your back pocket, or at least you don't feel like you have enough money in your back pocket. And you don't have the right people in your network to pull this thing off. You're curious about commercial real estate. You think it's something that you want to get into, but you're not really sure how to proceed. And so real quickly, who am I and why am I talking about this? Well, basically, I was a corporate drone, and I used real estate as a way to escape my day job. And I started with single family. I have now upgraded to commercial real estate, where I have been the general partner in several projects. I am a fund manager. I run a podcast that talks about these issues quite a bit. And I've helped investors from all over the country and the world really work on these type of projects. And my fundamental story was that I was raised in a household where I was trained to be an employee. That's what my parents knew. That's what their parents knew. And it's probably what most of us who might be listening to this have experience with. You weren't born into an entrepreneurial world where you kind of knew how to start a business from the ground up. And I was raised in an environment where I was very much loved and cared for, but we just didn't have a lot. And it was my parents' mission to get me to escape the kind of the rat race of the working horse type job, and to get a kind of a white collar job. And so they told me from very early that I was going to go to college. I give them credit for that because that was what they knew. And so I, sure enough, went to college, got an engineering degree, and was the first person in my family to get a accredited 4-year degree. And I was able to get a viable working white collar job, making a good amount of money, especially compared to where I came from. And then my life's goal was finished at 22. I'd worked hard, I'd gotten a degree, and I got a job making some money. I didn't have a plan afterwards. And I spent quite a bit of time in my corporate career trying to figure out if this was really something I want to get into or not. And about 15 years into that corporate career, I became very dissatisfied with the idea of working in the corporate world. I didn't like the inflexibility. I once went on a beach vacation that I wanted to extend, and my boss simply said I couldn't, even though I had the money and I had the time to take off. But I said, no, we don't take 2 weeks of vacation around here in a row. Get your ass back to work. I was like, well, that's not exactly what the kind of lifestyle I'm trying to lead. And I was trying to figure out something else to do. And I landed on real estate ultimately. But when I got back to work that one day, after being told you need to get back to work, I kind of became this guy, just kind of this sad sorry sack of meat slumped over my office chair, completely dissatisfied with work. So there's got to be a better way to this. There's got to be something else I can do. And I found that real estate was a path to creating residual income and creating wealth. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. And I kind of have codified this concept of how we can use our time and talents using the 5 pillars of wealth creation, which is our time, our energy, the money we have access to, other people's money, our credit, our network, basically our relationship capital, and the knowledge that we have gathered or can go learn to make opportunities in the marketplace, specifically real estate deals. And so you take what you do know and apply it to the marketplace so you can partner with somebody. And that's kind of the big secret here is you don't have to go about this all alone. That's one of the things about these commercial real estate projects that's so daunting, is that you don't have $10 million in your back pocket to go buy an apartment complex. So it's like, how am I supposed to figure out how to make this thing work? And as it turns out, real estate investing, especially commercial real estate, is a team sport. You can absolutely partner together. You don't have to do this all alone. And the best performers are the ones that think about this as a non-zero sum game. There is so much value to be created in the marketplace. And so would you rather have 100% of nothing, or 100% of a few small deals, or 10, 15, 20, 30, 50% of big deals? And that's what commercial real estate makes possible for you. As an example, a friend of mine, Paul Sammons, is a member of my, or was a member of my mastermind several years ago. This is 7 or 8 years ago now. And I helped him negotiate a deal, and he was having trouble figuring out where he's going to come up with the money. And I said, well, who do you know that has, $500,000 to help you do the down payment? And he said, well, my mom's mentioned wanting to invest, but I don't really know if she understands this business. I said, well, she understands you, and you're going to take care of her, right? Of course. And so he partnered with his mom, and they bought a commercial real estate project together. And it took them combining efforts from the same household, same family anyway, to be able to take down this 20-unit apartment complex in Little Rock, Arkansas, where Paul and I are both from. And he used this concept of, being a team sport and using access to a deal to raise money from his mother. And secret number 2 is that syndications are a structure that help you solve problems by pooling money together into a partnership. And it's a very specific structure where there's a general partner, a fund manager, and there are limited partners, passive investors, LPs. And the LPs are the money people. So the general partners, like Paul in this example, would run out and find a deal and do the negotiations and get a deal. And he would go raise private money. So if he does a bigger deal and his mom is tapped out, he can go raise money from limited partners, people who have cash but don't know the market, don't know the real estate space, but want to get exposure with their capital. So you basically raise money from other investors who have cash to help you fund your deal. And that's what they call a syndication. And what is so great about this is once you understand the structure, it's fairly simple. Fundamentally, there's a general partner that does the work, and then there's limited partners that bring the cash. And then there's a agreement on how profits are shared. And that's what I call a syndication. And this is an example of a very large syndication that I'm a part of. It's a beautiful 327 unit project in San Antonio, Texas. Huge complex. And it's a $75 million deal. Well, what are you supposed to do? How is an average everyday person supposed to go out and buy a $75 million deal? Even if you get a $50 million loan from a bank, which takes effort and ability to qualify for, you don't have $25 million as a down payment in your back pocket. Very few people do. And so you partner with people who do. So this is a project where another sponsor, a general partner, found this deal, put it together, and they went out raising money. And they asked for some help to raise the money and have someone act as investor relations. And so I helped raise some money for this project. And now I'm an investor relations contact and GP, and I have a small stake in this project. It's less than 5%, but I now have a small less than 5% stake in a $75 million project. And that's what a syndication can do for you. And so secret number 3 is you have something that somebody else needs. You lack something that someone else has. So you have time, you have energy, you have some people in your network that a deal sponsor may not have access to. So you can help raise capital, or you can help people find deals. You can help people underwrite the project. You can provide a variety of services to a large syndication in exchange for a piece of the pie. And so solve the problem that a syndicator or a real estate investor has so that you can be compensated. And so offer amazing service, and this is how you can get to be part of a commercial real estate project. And an example of this is Robert Aaron, who's a member of my mastermind as well. And he and his business partner, Jason, are very good at finding deals. And they find tons of deals in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And they ran out of their ability to take these deals down by themselves. They have lots of units to manage. And one of the things that they learned is that they can go raise money from their network. Robert, for example, is a broker, a real estate broker, commercial real estate broker. And so he has tons of people who are in the business that he can use as his network, that he can help raise money. So you bring a deal to the table, and somebody with cash that is interested in being a part of the deal can help fund the deal. And so fundamentally with these principles, what can you do? You can build wealth, you can create cash flow, you can own assets and asset classes that you appreciate, and effectively, ultimately, you can control your time and not have to exchange your time for money at a job anymore that you're not satisfied with, because now you've built your own business. And this takes time. This is not something you do in a month. This is something you do over several years. But this is something we can all be working toward, to create wealth by owning assets that pay us in cash flow over time. And so an example of this is this investor, who is a very similar story to mine, who has 15 years in the IT communications industry, which is the same thing that I was in. And he had an MBA. He really wanted to get involved in real estate. And I worked with him to help craft a specific strategy for his circumstances. And so each of us need to do that, is we need to craft a strategy based on what we have to offer. And if you use these 3 fundamental secrets, you don't have to do this all alone. Syndications help you partner and pool resources. You have something that somebody else needs. And when you apply each of these principles with the 5 pillars, time, money, network, knowledge, and deal flow, then you can apply what you have access to help somebody else who needs to help raise money, needs to help find deals, needs help doing underwriting, needs help creating pitch decks. There's something that you can learn how to do to help somebody else so that you can be part of the team. And so if I have a mastermind called the Partner Project, and it gives you access to insider deals. It has an inside scoop on how to find these deals yourself. You can bring deals to the Partner Project membership, and we can work on acquiring these deals together. I'm offering you a piece of the pie of deals that we bring to the table, and we can help work together to help make these deals happen. And specifically, I'll walk you through the roadmap to create a portfolio that works for you. And what's so cool about this is I've just created this mastermind, and it is specifically for commercial real estate. And I'm creating what I call the Alpha Group. So I'm building this project, or this mastermind, on how to be a commercial real estate investor. And I'm taking a few more people, and I'm offering that completely for free. And so I'm not looking to sell anything right now. I'm looking to become really good at running a mastermind about commercial real estate. And I'm looking for interested parties who are willing to put in the work and share with me their questions, so I can help answer those questions and build a mastermind around these early adopters of the Partner Project, which I call the Alpha Group. So if that's interest to you, you can use your phone here to take a picture of this QR code, get on my calendar, and we can talk and see if this is a good fit. We meet on Thursdays at noon Central Time. and each of the meetings are recorded. So if there's a conflict, you can still come to and watch the event afterwards. You just won't be able to answer or ask live questions. We have a Slack channel where you can ask questions wherever you like. And then I'm building resources as we go in a course format, but I'm offering it for free. So the Alpha Group is a free opportunity to be a part of a mastermind that I'm running for commercial real estate. So if you're curious or interested about and getting involved in commercial real estate projects anywhere in the US, then I'm running a mastermind which will run for 3 months that will walk you through the process of developing your skill set to be useful to other real estate investors that are running commercial projects. So how to underwrite deals, how to help people find deals, how to raise capital for these deals, how to use your network, how to leverage your powerful network that you already have, you just don't know it, how to build a network if you don't have a very strong one for some reason, which is fine, just part of it. And I'll just walk you through the process. But I'm taking applications. It's not open to just anybody. I want you to be very curious and very serious about committing to improving yourself, and with the expectation that you would be able to bring $10,000 to a deal of your choosing. You're not paying me anything, but you would be able to bring at least $10,000 to a deal that we underwrite and you want to be a part of. I don't force you to be a part of any deals you don't want to. And then you will use your network to help raise money for any sort of commercial project we come across. Glad you guys were on here, and I will call this a night. Wish y'all all the best and look forward to seeing you on my calendar soon.